There you are.
There you are.
Is this working?
Yes, it is working.
Man, today's technology is a little bit hard for me to figure out every now and then, but once I get it going, I'm always amazed at the technology and what we're able to do these days. There you are, like you're here and I'm there.
Yeah, this is so awesome. Billy, you look great. I love the hat, first of all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
My husband is a big fan of the good hat with the perfect feathers and whatnot, so you're rocking it.
Well, thank you. I find these feathers.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, yeah.
We just found a blue jay feather the other day, and I picked it up, and he said, I'm going to put that in my hat.
I found a blue jay feather the other day, and I thought it was so pretty. Like, it's so interesting that you mentioned a blue jay feather, and it was like the smallest feather I had ever found. Was yours just a little blue feather?
Yeah, it was little, but it had like black stripes.
That's the same This is nuts. I don't know that I ever picked up a blue jay feather, but it was last week, and without going too off track, I had recorded Over the Rainbow, and it sings Bluebirds Fly. Yeah. And I was walking later that evening, and I found that little blue feather. I brought it in the house and kind of set it in this little special spot where I burn candles and stuff.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, we're already hitting it off because that is one of the first songs that I ever performed as a kid as well. So
are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I mean, I absolutely love that song.
Yeah.
Do you sing it now?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
You want to sing it?
Well, you have to start it then.
Okay, you ready?
Okay.
So.
Where is it in my key? Where over the rainbow, bluebirds fly.
You got it. It's amazing. We did the bluebirds. I don't know.
Oh, this is great.
It's good.
So Billy, are you at your place right now, or where are you at?
I'm in Tennessee at my place. Me and my dog. You can't see him, but he's laying over here.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to do this today. I'm really thrilled to talk to you in general, but obviously we have got some new music to talk about, and Country Twisted it's a jam.
It's a jam. It's a fun little jam. Kind of felt like, I don't know, felt like the world needed a fun song for a minute, and honestly, the song was written actually the very week that Old Town Road came out a year and a half ago in the month of March. It was 4 days before that record came out. And at that time, like, I didn't know what Old Town Road was going to do, but I did know that I was getting booked for a lot of festivals. I play a lot of festivals and shows across. My goal was to do another world tour and just go have a lot of fun. And lo and behold, the whole world changes. Old Town Road takes off. Then I go through that crazy ride. And then in the midst of the peak of that, then this pandemic sets in, and this darkness and this heavy time period of insanity, and trying to find some way out of it. There really was none, to be honest. You kind of, like everyone, you just try to do the best you can do. But it's hard mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. It's tough. And somewhere about, I guess in the month of July, my partners up in Canada hit me up and said, man, we think this would be a great time now to release Country Twisted. And I was like, you know what? I sure do need it. Like, I need a good time. Again, that song is about kids getting together and partying and festivals and celebrating music and dancing and all of these things that we've all been missing so much.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Hey, you guys want to do it? Let's do it. And I was just all about it. And I love the aspect that it's in some ways was specifically for Canada, because Canada has been so good to me and so much a part of my life and fabric of my career. I became an actor in Canada. My show Doc was filmed for 4 years in Toronto. We were watching Mamma Mia in Toronto, the play, and that's where Miley pecked me on the shoulder as a little girl and said, I want to do that.
Oh, wow.
Studying acting in Toronto. And there's a lot of great actors and actresses in Toronto, and she couldn't have picked a better spot to learn, nor could I. But even going back a little further for me, my first gold record from I was still kind of halfway living in my car at the time, but things were taking off with Achy Breaky Heart. And I played a show at the Silver Dollar Saloon in Calgary.
Yeah.
And that was the first time anyone ever handed me a plaque with a gold record on it. I got my first gold record in Canada. Then when I came back to the States, the doors blew open.
Yeah.
But it happened first in Canada. So I feel an allegiance to Canada. I love the people. I love the country. And I love making music there. I love doing concerts there. And I have so many friends all across the country that just loves to come out and sing and dance. And hopefully that'll happen someday soon. I'm hoping everything will turn around. But in the meantime, we'll just get a little country twisted. And
there we go.
We'll do this for a while.
That's a great connection to Canada, a lot bigger than I thought. Maybe just that you like stronger beer, but that's a lot better.
Oh, I'll tell you what, back even stronger things than beer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love to go to Vancouver, man, because of the weed, and it'd be like, wait a minute, they know something up here that hasn't been translated yet, and. I'm a kid from Kentucky, man. There'd always been some, Kentucky was known for growing everything, but it was always natural, outdoors. And Vancouver seemed to be one of those places that was ahead of the game on indoor growing. Mm-hmm. I can remember way back to me and my band when we first went to Vancouver, they were like, Cyrus, you ain't gonna believe this. And the place is great. Not only does the sun stay up all night, but check this out, it's like, wow, what a great way to party. The sun doesn't even go down. That's a great idea.
So you came to Vancouver to record that song. It was written by or co-written with Canadians as well, right?
That's right. Morris Tancredi, who did the album, Brother Clyde with me, we started years ago. I was doing a movie in Vancouver called Christmas in Canaan. And Morris was working on production. And at that time, he was also doing some stuff with AC/DC and Bryan Adams and all these Mutt Lange, these great Canadian artists and producers that I had always been such a fan of. And we started making music together. The first thing we wrote and recorded was a song called Lately. Have you ever heard Lately?
I haven't.
Neither has anyone, but you should. It's got this powerful ass video. It's kind of sad. It got lost somewhere in the shadows and the eclipse of Hannah Montana. Mm-hmm. But Morris and I ended up making an entire album. We called the band Brother Clyde. And this song Lately was just, unfortunately, we were singing a bit of, I don't want to use the word prophecy, but that's the only word I can think of at the moment. It was a prophecy of kind of what we're living today. Mm. I wish that hadn't even happened. In particular, off that album was a song called You Better Run or You're Gonna Crawl. The song was called Crawl. And it is identical to what we're living today. It is identical. And you look at it, again, we were singing and writing things that were just a bit ahead of, not only a bit ahead of society, but musically just a bit ahead of the curve there too. When I look at like Old Town Road and this country trap thing and it being kind of somewhere in between country and pop and Southern rock, well, that's where I've always been. I just call country trap. I didn't know, I never thought of myself as a hip hop or rap artist, but after 19 weeks in a row as the #1 hip hop and rap artist, and with Lil Nas X and this song. Like, that's kind of, I'm really just doing what I've always done, but it found a home. It found a bit of a format to where my music was always, I used Johnny Cash as a mentor and a hero of mine. He didn't like to put music in boxes, and he didn't like to put people in boxes or put music in categories. He was open to all things. And when I originally heard Old Town Road, I asked myself, what would Johnny do? And I'm like, well, he would, #1, he would help this young man out because he's getting dealt a bit of a raw deal. He was, you know, Lil Nas X was a little bit, I don't know, just getting a bit of a raw deal. And I was just said, you know what Johnny Cash would do? He'd stand up for this kid. And then, you know, as fate would have it, they asked me to write a verse. They said, when can you come in? And I loved it so much, I said, today. And it was on a Friday evening. And they go, oh man, we can't get the engineer. How about tomorrow, Saturday? I said, I'll be there. Then when I got there, they said, we want you to write a verse. And I was like, oh, I can't write on purpose. I have to be going through stuff. But I don't know, it kind of just had such a fun group. You know, we spat out a few things and seemed like it worked. So I just went in and sang it, and then whistled. They asked, what else could you do? And I started doing that whistle, and Lil Nas was on the other end of the producing. He goes, dude, do the whistle. That's the shit. So I whistled through it, and then that was it. So now I'm maybe more known as, I used to be known for Achy Breaky Heart, but I think I'm now known as the Whistler in BTS.
Yes. That's funny. Yeah, because I was going to say, I hear this song now. Obviously, it did so well for you, but you now hear that song on promos for all kinds of things and in soundtracks for, you know, television series and Amazon series and all this kind of stuff. So it's kind of gotten its own life after the life it had on the charts too.
Thank you for saying that. I was really proud when I saw it as the trailer for Rambo's new movie last summer. And then also during the NFL draft, which happened to be held in Nashville, and they just kept playing it over and over. To this day, I might be watching something, and it really means a lot when, especially I see these kids that maybe are out at college or different things, and everybody's going through stuff, but this is a really tough time for kids that are in school and in college. And, you know, all of a sudden the whole world is turned upside down, and you go, where do I fit in and how do I fit in? And it gets to be a bit of a burden on your mind and your spirit. But when I see these kids dance and do their thing to Old Town Road, it seems like everyone knows there's at least a happy spot we can go to for a minute. And maybe we'll remember back when normal was still normal, you know, and things were maybe a little bit better. And then on a positive side, hopefully we can say, you know, that which doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And if we make it through this, we'll be even stronger than we were. That's what I hope kids say, man, we just got to make it through this. We just got to make it through, and then stay tough and strong and support each other. That's really important that people communicate right now, I think.
Yeah, no, well, again, like music is a great escape for all that we're going through, but I know that, well, I think I know that you're probably the pro at the social distancing. From what I've heard and learned is that you know how to live out in the country on your own with not much, and you're happy that way.
Honestly, this dog over here, whose name is Tommy Jack, who I rescued exactly a year ago, I saw him on TV, and it was the Humane Society was doing a special. There was some dogs that were on death row, if you will. He had 3 days to live. He had been up for adoption for quite a while. And I just jumped on, took a picture of him. I thought, oh man, I just went through a heartbreak of losing a dog that I loved very much. I was like, I don't know that I can handle this right now, but I found somebody that needed me, as much as I needed them. And this little dog came out here, and, you know, he and I both have some issues, but that's okay. We understand that about each other. So, you know, that being said, I have really done a good job on social distancing. I've really, to be honest, I've had nowhere to go. All of my shows have been moved to next year, which I hope I get to play them, but because they were great shows. I mean, we was opening with Stagecoach, one of the best festivals in America, and I was real excited about that. And there was just some really great festivals. We're playing that big blues festival up in Montreal, like the huge one. Yeah. And I was so excited about it. It got moved to next year, but that's okay. I hope next year comes. But you're looking at a guy, I've made my living playing music for 40 years. 40 years. That's all I've known, is get up and play. This guitar is the guitar I played in the 80s. And I've started carrying it around again. I don't know, maybe it's like my Linus blanket or whatever, but I hold it and play it a lot for emotional support, perhaps. But that's all I've known, is entertaining people. That's been my job, living. That's all I've done. And then all of a sudden I get to a point as an old man, and especially an old man that all of a sudden was on top. Like, I didn't just fall from the middle. Like, it was way up there. And when the bottom dropped out, I had to fall a long way down to the bottom and go, what do you mean there's no more shows? Mm-hmm. Wait, what do you mean? Everything's boom, everything's shut down, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden, like 1 month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, like it starts getting heavy. Like for me, only thing I could find refuge in was the music. I just wrote songs, recorded. I got about 3 albums sitting in here now. And in today's world, you don't do albums. So I think I got about 32 singles lined up.
That's great.
Yeah, I know.
No, this is good. I think this has been a time for a lot of musicians right now to, you know, obviously, what else are you doing? But there's something else that can come out of this as well. It can bring a lot out of you. And the solitude that you have with yourself, right? And writing. So yay, I'm looking forward to 32 singles.
Well, I hope so. I mean, I'm right now just getting started with this one. This, you know, Country Twisted is fun. I really love this song. I'm looking now, you can't see it, but over here in the corner is a picture of me and George Jones. And I think that you probably heard in the song, I pay a little tribute to George Jones and George Strait and obviously Cash. And I go, George Jones picked me up at this house in his Cadillac. Actually, I was on top of the hill in a teepee, and he drove his Cadillac up through the hay, picked me up at my teepee in his Cadillac, drove me to meet Johnny Cash, and thank Johnny Cash for this letter that's hanging on the wall. That happened to me in my real life, and I look at it now, I go, of course, I got to sing about George Jones. I got to sing about Johnny Cash. To me, they're the definition of country music, and they're the guys that put their arm around me and embraced me and said, hey, be real, be an original. That's the Johnny Cash's exact words, said, hey, man, be an original. Be an original. So I kind of, you know, sing your truth. And I'll never, you know, I don't know that I'll ever fit into exactly one box, but I don't know that I want to. It's okay. It's okay.
I don't think we want you to anyway.
Okay.
That's what's been so great about your career is, again, you've had all these different facets of, you know, highlights and success, you know, with TV as well and acting and everything. And I love that you stay true to yourself and that you take that from words from some of the greatest of the greats. And that's what makes you original. And I think that's why we know Billy Ray Cyrus as Billy Ray Cyrus. You are one of a kind.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, well, it's true. And so I'm not going to ask any questions about your family, but I think that you've put that through to your children as well. They're also extremely talented And I just wanted to take one moment to just say that I love Noah so much, and her writing is insane.
Guess what? You are exactly correct. Thank you for saying that. She is such a great songwriter. I,
Yes.
it really freaks me out. Like, and by the way, I broke my social distancing rule on Friday last week, so it's not even been a week yet. Noah came to see me, and like she flew in from California and surprised me, and it was a beautiful surprise. She's such a great, I call her an old soul. There's something really special about her, and when she writes her songs, you can hear that she is an old soul. She knows way more than maybe a young girl her age would even, maybe. I don't know where she gets the depth of what she writes, but she writes songs that's just really, really crazy good. And I love her. She's so special. And thank you for acknowledging that. Yeah, she is special. And her songs, I'll tell you, I actually sent her a little note. Somehow it might have got out or something, but I said, I wished I had half of her talent. Half of her talent. She's really got a gift.
See, but again, I think that comes from, obviously there's something in you. There's something in the Cyrus family. There's something in your blood. They're also talented. So, I mean, you've passed that on for sure. Or just even, maybe you just passed on the measure of success to, do you, be you. And that definitely comes out in all their music. So, you should be proud of what you've done, but you should definitely be proud of what you've got out there as far as your kids' talent goes too. It's kind of insane.
Thank you.
Yeah. So again, well, Billy, I don't know how much time we have because I could talk to you all day, but I'm sure you have a few more of these to go. So I won't keep you on too long. But first of all, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for putting out some new music. Thank you for loving Canada and recording that here. And we can't wait to hear Country Twisted, not only on the airs, I mean, we're already featuring it, but also at an upcoming show when you come back. Those Montreal shows, they're going to happen and we'll be there.
I'm coming back to Canada. I cannot wait. Honestly, I just cannot. Like the last real concert that I played was at Niagara Falls on the Canadian side.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so beautiful. That big casino there. And I loved it so much. Like, I loved it so much. I really hope to come back. And yeah, I think 2021 has to be better than 2020. It's, I think there's nowhere else to go but up from here. This got to get better. So I hope to see you and your husband there. Bring your little blue feather, and
That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Billy. I really appreciate it. And let's do this again. It's great to chat with you.
Let's do it again. Thank you.
Okay. Have a great day.
You too.
Cheers.
Cheers.